tell everyone a little bit about yourself and why you're qualified to
I
be
am
an honest mom.
I am not qualified in shit, Molly.
None of us are. We're just women with microphones. Welcome to Honest Mom Talk, the podcast where we drop the filters and talk about what motherhood really feels like. Around here, we're done pretending that we have it all together. We're talking mental health, identity, relationships, boundaries, politics, and the real emotional work of being a mom in today's world. So take a deep breath and let's have an honest conversation about motherhood. Hello, and welcome to season 7 of Honest Mom Talk. As always, I'm Molly, and I am thrilled beyond recognition to welcome my fabulous and fantastic co-host, hopefully for the forever, but at least the near future until she gets sick of me. Jillian, welcome to Honest Mom Talk.
Thank you. I am so happy to be here and a part of this with you for the foreseeable future.
For the foreseeable future until we get sick of each other.
Yeah.
So some of you may be asking, why now, Molly? Why bring on a co-host? Why? And I'm going to tell you, A, mind your business, but B, it's because it's necessary. Like, I've been talking for so long about all the different mom things, and perspective and a change of scenery matters. And
Mhm.
so I'll let Jillian introduce herself, but basically, we are two moms living similar but different lives.
Mhm.
And yeah, tell everyone a little bit about yourself and why you're qualified to
I
be
am
an
qualified.
honest mom.
I am not qualified in shit, Molly.
None of us are. We're just women with microphones.
Do you know what? And that's what I tell my one daughter. Asked me something the other day. I'm like, I don't know. I'm winging it 90% of the time. Like,
And
hope
I think
straight
that's the beauty
Google.
of it.
Yeah,
Like that's
and that's exactly it.
we
So
all
my
are.
name is Jillian. I am a mom in her 40s. I have to do math. How old am I? I'm 40. What year is this? 2026. I'm 44. Holy shit, I'm 44. I stopped counting after 22.
Yeah. That's when
It's
all the good stuff happens.
that's exactly it. So I have a husband. His name is Paul. Our wedding anniversary is actually coming up next week. And we're doing absolutely nothing because we've been together for that many years. It's just another day, but I love him, so it's fun. And I've got two daughters. Charlotte just turned 14, and Catherine will be 13 shortly.
That's crazy.
So,
And but that's the beauty of it. We are in different like not different timelines. I wish I was in a different timeline.
well, oh yeah, we can go on that. But yeah,
We're in different eras of parenting.
yes, because like right now, and also you've got one of each. I've got two girls. My girls are only a little over a year apart. They're a year and a half apart. So that adds like some differences in there where some of the stuff that you're starting to go through at this mid age, I'm already through it on the other side and I'm dealing with the tweeny angsty.
I mean, I am too, and she's only 3. So
You know what's so funny is my one she was a three-nager too. And then she hit 5 and she was as nice as pie. And now the sarcastic sass that comes out of that kid's mouth. I love her. But
I'm gonna hijack the mom moment of the week and talk about the most frustrating thing I've dealt with this week was at swimming lessons. And I have been trying to get my daughter to jump on the bandwagon of taking a shower because it's just so much faster.
oh yeah.
And we were at swimming and she wouldn't get out of the shower. And then she was like, I need soap. And I was like, what are you going to do with soap? She wanted to shower at swimming.
Yeah.
And I was like, I will not look a gift horse in the mouth. But then I'm like scrubbing her
Mhm.
hair and she turns and just face full of soap. And so
Oh.
then she's screaming because this isn't like baby soap.
Nope.
It's
Mm-mm.
it's that soap that all the men buy that's like body and hair, like the
Yep.
3 in
All
1.
the things.
And I was like, well, we learned a lesson here, didn't we? And then now she tells everybody, my mom got soap in my eyes.
Oh my
And I was
god,
like,
do you know what? That is such a kid thing too, because I remember once trimming my daughter's bangs because they grow so fast. I'm like, I'm not taking you to the hair place every 2 weeks to get your bangs cut. So then I would trim them. And the one time she moved and I cut like the edge of her eyebrow, that bitch went and told everyone, my
My
mom
mom got me.
sliced my face open.
I I have a pre-K picture. I very much had the, like, 80s mushroom bowl cut
Yeah,
for a
we
long time, and my mom burned my forehead across with the
uh-huh.
curling iron, and so I got a haircut that day to tighten
Hi.
things up to cover the burn across my forehead. Why we're doing this, right? Like, why
Yeah,
we're doing this together, not because my daughter's a pain in the ass, but because
all are.
yeah, they all are. But because, you know, what my experience is with the situation is different than what yours is. And like that
Yeah.
is such an important aspect of motherhood and community that I think gets
Yes.
lost in this like parasocial environment where well, I can see the mom across the street and what she's doing on Instagram and like we don't have anything in common. Whereas like the mom across the street might be struggling with her 3-year-old taking a
Yeah.
bath or shower. And so the whole point of us doing this together is A, we're in similar lines of trying to get women to embrace rest
Mhm.
and do things for themselves and ask for help and do those things, but also conversation, community, and perspective matter, especially while we're dealing with a lot of unprecedented shit.
Yes.
Um, and we need to learn how and be open to honestly communicating, having these conversations about the tough stuff, and understanding that like everyone's dealing with it.
And that's the hard part because it's like they always say on social media, everyone shows their highlight reel.
Mhm.
Oh, they always show what's going on that's good. But even like I know, even 10 years ago or before that, even when they were really, really little, and I was a new mom and I didn't know, and I was like, I need to ask someone something. And you put it on that random Facebook group and you're going to ask a question. The answers that I would get, or the like hatred put out to me that, how do you not know this? And you're going to do this with your kid. And it's like, you know what? If you don't, it's like kindergarten. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And if you can't help me, move along. Like, I am not here. I already feel like shit. I'm already questioning myself as a mother. Don't add to it. Don't add fuel to the fire. So like if you can't help me, and it's always like I'm always that person, and you probably the same. Like if I know a random trick or tact or something that has helped me, and I hear a mom over to the offside, and my kids hate when I do this. I'll hear another mom talking to one and complaining or saying something else. I'll be like, sorry, ladies, I overheard you. Don't know if you want it. Unsolicited advice, take it as you will. But this is something that helped me when my kids were doing the exact same thing.
I'm gonna
Not
tell you,
my
I'm a
kids.
real problem at Disney. Like I'm a real problem when I'm at Disney and I hear people, I'm like, oh, actually, like, let me.
And that's it. Because I'll remember, funny enough, we were sitting there somewhere and some kid was acting up. And my one daughter turned around and she's like, oh my God, can't that mom control her kid? And I'm like, no, she fucking can't.
Yeah, I would have been
I'm
like,
like, right now, that kid is being unreasonable and you were there too. Like, don't say anything to this mom. She is doing the best she can. And the best thing to actually do is ignore you, because if we give you the attention, you will continue on. If we ignore you, you tire out and you move along.
I have friends who don't have kids, and I'm like, you are entitled to a child-free life, but not a child-free world. And like kids are gonna cry and kids tantrum for different reasons. And like you don't like, yeah, but that's the thing is when you ask for help, you get the perspective, my child would never do that. Okay, well, good for you. Bye. Like, I don't need your help then.
Exactly. And that's what I'm hoping we can do, because like I can give you something because I'm further along, but then I'm hoping there's someone that'll give me something that might say, okay, you're struggling with this in middle school or this going into high school and college prep and all of this stress. Like I am stressed out to the max right now with high school applications. Like this shit is worse than college 20 some odd years ago. It is insane. And I'd like a mom who has gone through it recently
Yeah.
to say, you know what? You're doing fine. This is what you can do. This could help you out. Try this instead. Like that kind of way to make it that little bit easier in any way, shape, or form. And then it's like kind of like we pass it along. Like it's that whole thing you were talking about before about community and moms needing that. And we don't have that same type of community anymore. Whereas, like in the olden days, where we would have the kids, the moms would like, I remember in the 80s, the moms walk in the block all together after dinner time. And she's like, oh, we would talk about you kids and how horrible you are. Like, that's what we did and shared information that way. Well, this is the same idea, but we're not getting together and physically walking. We're virtually walking.
Yeah, and I mean, we've talked a lot about like where we want this to go and like kind of the directions of everything. And like, I mean, there's going to be a Facebook group to start with, and then possibly like a community where we do virtual events or in-person events, like retreats, all this stuff. Because the thing is the idea of a nuclear community doesn't exist anymore because we're so. And I don't really understand. I mean, how do I want to say this? We were talking about this before we started really recording. Like, I used to always think I'd end up like the guys from Friends or the guys from Sex and the City, where I'd have like my core four and we would always be doing all this stuff together and all these things. And like, that's not the reason it's well received, is because it's not reality. It's a fantasy. And when you start throwing in like kids and activities and like job changes and just like different stages in life, you don't really have that consistency
No.
because it's another thing that we have to do and we have to manage. And so the hope of doing this together is easy conversation, creating a sense of like, we're all doing this shit and we're winging it and we're just doing our best, and creating like a safe space to honestly talk about mom life.
Yeah.
And like, I bring in, the perspective of mental health and like the coaching and all of that stuff that I've done, the schedule management, blah, 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 blah. And like, that is what I like to talk about. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
also going to be political, I'll be 100% honest, because this is my outlet. I'm a
Yeah.
verbal processor and I'm good at it.
Yeah.
And Jillian brings a lot of that to the table as well. Plus, again, these differing perspectives in our age and our upbringing and all of this stuff. I've got the hokey dokey Midwest. She's a badass East Coast lady. Like, we're getting it done. We're
Yeah.
doing it. We're both married to idiots
My God.
who I adore, but he's stupid.
He literally dropped his phone in a parking lot yesterday at like 2 o'clock in the morning and then had the nerve to ask me, did you see my phone at all? And I was like, no. So he took my phone to start calling his phone to see if he could find it. And it was literally laying at our office parking lot in the middle of the road. He's like, oh, there it is.
Why are they in charge? Like, why are men
Well,
in
the
charge?
funniest is my husband. He'll say something, and both of my girls will look at him, and they're like, "What makes you think you're in charge?" Like my ladies know that I am the ruler of this house. Like the first time I went away, my youngest daughter, she was 4, and she was so worried that my husband would forget to feed them. And she's like, "But mommy, you can't go. Daddy's not really good at this, and he won't feed us." And I'm like,
You can ask
"I
him for
got extra Cheerios. They're in the pantry. You'll be fine."
and again, like, there's gonna be a lot of us ripping
Yeah.
on these men, but like, I choose it every day. I wake
Oh
up
yeah,
and I'm
and
like,
that's it.
yep.
Like we're coming up. We had a funny conversation about friends of ours. One of them had an affair recently, and they're coming on near 50 years old. And I was like, "I love you. and you annoy the shit out of me on a regular basis, but I never once would ever even think to do that because I barely have the energy as it is now, let alone to go get someone new.
Yeah, like, I don't like, I have a number of friends over the last year to 2 years that have been going through divorces, and I'm like, "Ugh," like, I will put up like, full disclosure, I stepped in a pile of dog crap this morning, and you would have thought that I, like, stuck my hand in the garbage disposal, the way that, like, my husband just did not know how to support me in that moment. Yeah, shit happens, and this poor man just went and got me a new pair of socks. And I was like, "Well, that is something that had to happen."
It
As
is.
I'm, like, scraping the squish poop off the floor and mopping, and my kids are like, "Oh, it's poop." Like, it was I'm sure like, I actually just bought, like, a little point of view camera that, like, magnets onto your shirt.
Oh, I was looking at one of
I
them.
bought one, it's coming today, and I'm kinda like, I want to just start wearing it around my house because I feel like there's a lot of funny shit that
Oh, do
happens.
you know what? And it's so funny because years ago, so on a side note, my husband's from Ireland and he has a very strong Irish accent. And we both say fuck a lot. It just happens. But there are so many people that are like, when they come over to our house and see how we are, they're like, it reminds me of the Ozzy show years ago,
Oh,
Sharon and Ozzy. And they're like,
yeah.
you guys should so have a show. And Paul's like, the entire thing would need subtitles and be bleeped
Well,
out.
I mean, that's what the Osbournes was. It
And
was
I
all
was like, the same thing. And we were joking and laughing about it. And because the same, like, we have these conversations and people are like, oh my God, like, this is seriously what you talk about. And this is what goes on in your house.
my favorite thing is that, like, I mean, we both grew up in, like, loud Irish Catholic families,
Yeah.
and my husband did not. Like, my husband was there's 2 of them, there was 4 like, or 4 people in his family. He wasn't used to arguments and someone yelling at him or and so, like, it's been a long time processing adjustment, and people are like, "You're so mean to him." I'm like, "Well, he doesn't need to be stupid." Like, I frequently say that he is the dumbest smart person I've ever met because he will just say things, and I'm like but I have frequently been told that I give off David from Schitt's Creek energy with just the faces I make at
Oh, I
him,
get it.
with, like, the furrowed eyebrows. I'm like, "That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard." And it is a miracle upon Christ himself. My children have never said "fuck."
So
They have
funny,
never said it.
not funny, not funny. So because we use cursing in general very openly in our house, and I always said to my girls, in this house, it is free space. You can
Yeah.
say whatever you want as long as you are not being outright hurtful to someone. When my youngest was in pre-K, during parent teacher open house, the pre-K teacher was talking about how some of the kids' language has been really horrible and distasteful and all this other stuff, and it's being very disruptive to the class,
And
kids
you're
saying
like,
certain
"No, it wasn't."
things and everything else. And I just kind of sat there and one of the moms looked over at me and I knew she was judging. She was like, oh, it's you. It's your kid, everything else. So I went up and talked to the teacher after and I was like, I just want to check. And she goes, it's not your kid. And I was like, oh, okay. And she goes, I know your home life and how you are. And she goes, and I've heard Catherine use certain words, but never outright. She goes, it is the other kids that are doing it for attention. And she goes, and Catherine's looking at them like, why are we all laughing? My mom says shit all the time. Like,
Right. Well, and I
what's
think that
so
that's
funny about this?
I think that's the thing, like, my dad still will be like, "Watch your mouth," because 'cause I'll be like, "This is fucking ridiculous,"
Yeah.
and they're just words, and, like, I love Gary V, like, take him or leave him from a personal development perspective, but he's like, "It's just words," and
It
it is
is.
It is a faster and more direct way to get across to you that I'm not happy.
Or no,
Like,
sometimes it's just you need an emphasis. I'll never
yeah.
forget. Catherine was 3 years old, and I had just gone somewhere with a friend of mine, and we went shopping, and we took our kids, and she was getting Catherine out of the car seat in the one side, and I was getting Charlotte out on the other side. And Catherine turned around and she was like, "Ah, it is so fucking hot." And my friend looked at
As
her
I
and she's
giggle, I'm
like,
like,
my friend looked at her, she goes, "Excuse me?" And Catherine was like, "I said it is so fucking hot." And she's like, my friend looked over and she goes, "Your daughter just slowed that down as if I was stupid and didn't understand her." And I was
well,
like, "Well, yeah."
I mean, an interesting psychological point of that is children pick up on swear words because we do slow down when we
Yeah,
say them because we put more emphasis on them because
correct.
they are words with greater weight. They mean
Yes.
more than if I'm like, well, I'm just incredibly frustrated by the
Yeah.
situation. I'm like, it fucking sucks. Like we put more emphasis on them. They're essentially derived and made that way.
Yeah.
And so like that's why little kids will pick up on them. And I remember there was one time because Miles has like a very hyper nasally voice from because of his cleft palate, and he dropped his crayons and he went, "Oh shit!" Like, and it was the best because I was like, please don't say that. You could say, "Oh dang it," and then I was like, actually, like, I don't care,
Yeah.
like because I feel like when it's kind of like sugar,
Oh my
the
god.
way people pearl clutch and get so afraid of kids having sugar
Oh my god.
that then they get so dysregulated when they have it because it's
Mhm.
such a forbidden treat that they
Yeah.
lose their shit.
Mhm.
And so it's like, if we just normalize things, I think like culturally, we're like made to feel weird about stuff like that. Like we're made to feel weird about swearing around our
Yeah.
kids or like I so my husband's a software engineer. We spend collectively as a family way too much time on screens in our house, whether it's, reading on like I read on my phone a lot, he reads on his phone. The kids are on their tablets, but they're not just like sitting there mindlessly watching, you know, meerkat murder videos or something. Like they're playing they're playing games. Like they're doing ABC Mouse, they're doing phonics games. And like
We liked ABC Mouse.
I love ABC Mouse. Although Miles spends a lot of time buying stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like he'll earn tickets and
It's
then he's like, I
teaching
have to go
him
buy this
budgeting.
dinosaur costume.
Yeah. It's teaching them budgeting and money management. That's the way
Well,
I looked at it.
I don't know if it's teaching him anything. It's just letting him buy stuff.
Yes.
Okay, we are coming up on our time limit here, which clearly, if you haven't picked up on the vibe, this is always going to be a twisty turny conversation. It will be more directed
Yes.
moving forward. Like our next episode, we're going to talk about what happens when we're sick.
Because I mean, I don't sound like this all the time.
But it's, I mean, because when mom gets sick, like the
Everything
show
still has
must
to
go
keep
on.
going. Mhm.
It doesn't matter. They don't call it mom flu. It's not a thing. But yeah, so we're gonna get out all the goodies set up, Facebook group. I'm working on the website, but you can find us both on Instagram. I'm still at mamaneeds.me. Well, I set up an Honest Mom Pod Instagram. Yeah.
Ooh.
So we'll tag that down below in the show notes, links to both of our websites and all of our stuff. I'm looking forward to this. I think this is going to
Me
be
too.
great. We're going to
I
have a
think
lot
it's
of
gonna be a ton of fun.
awesome sauce conversations. But I want to know from you guys that are listening, what is one thing that you wish another mom understood about your life specifically? Because we'll dive into it. I think
Ooh,
that's a great question.
that is
And
a good question.
so again, what is one thing you wish another mom understood about you? So you can email that to info@honestmomtalk.com.
Yeah.
And yeah, we look forward to your submissions. Is there anything you would like to leave the ladies with
Oh.
today?
Um. Oh, this is I feel really put on the spot.
I know.
I hope they all come back. and listen to us. I think we're going to be amazing.
I think
I'm
I think
slightly
we already are.
partial. But also come here and know that this is a safe space where there is no stupid question. Well, okay, hold on.
No, I love that. I want to do like a no dumb questions
Because
segment.
I wish someone would have answered things for me openly and honestly without judgment. Like just give me the answer, give me something to help without making me feel more like shit.
And if we don't have the answer or we don't know, we don't have a way to talk around it, we're going to actively look for guests and other moms to
Yeah.
come on and talk about stuff. Like I know perimenopause is going to be a big topic that we talk about. I have a friend who is a sex coach. So we can have her come on and talk about, how to keep that spark alive. Not that anyone is looking for that. Thank you so much for being with us today. This is going to be a hoot and a holler and a half. And just remember, you don't have to do this alone. Ask the questions and be honest with yourself. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening and taking time out of your busy day to listen to a real and honest conversation. If today's episode hit home, take a second to follow or subscribe wherever you're listening. Don't forget to share this with another mom who may need a little more honesty in her day. You can find more community and support anytime at honestmomtalk.com or follow us on Instagram at honestmomtalkpod. Remember, motherhood isn't easy, but it's better when you're honest.